All right, we are live once again. This is Jan. Hey, your blessed host here to share some insights from the AI world, and specifically AI automation, and Nathan, N8N. And just like last time, we have 7 viewers on here today. Super excited. Thank you all for being here. Let's explore. So today's problem that we're trying to solve here with automation is, let me give you some background. We work with clients and we run webinars, and we run traffic to those webinars from Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, even Google. And ultimately, we want all of this traffic to end up in a place where people can attend the live event. And we use Webinarjam for this. And we also use Gohighlevel as one of the key CRMs in this particular example here today. So I'm going to show you how we actually grab information from Webinarjam as traffic or these leads or registrants are coming in, and pushing it out to Gohighlevel. Then what I do as an additional sort of audit measure and real timeness of it, hey, I just want to be able to check activity and validate it through Google Sheets. And that's what we're doing at the end. And, you know, this is one of those things where if you're a little bit geeky like myself, what we do is we have our little phone with us. And on that, we have Google Sheets app. And we can actually get a little ping or a little message or a little alert that says, go check your Google Sheets. And we can see them coming in, name, email. So first name, last name, actually, email, phone number. The tags, which ad they came from. Was it Facebook? Was it ad 1, 2, or 3? Was it Google? Was it YouTube? And also the date on which they registered. And of course, the webinar itself. So whether it's the 15th, 16th, or 17th, we have 3 dates here in this example. We also get that information. We get a quick snapshot. This allows us to audit, as I said, much more easily and favorably. But also, we can give this out to clients. Typically, they don't like to see it at that real-time level, but it's one of those little features that we could add to it. Okay, so let's dig in here. As you can see, we have shared the screen here, and this is Nathan, N8N, and it's an automation system. It's really a workflow system. People call this AI workflow. Yes, it is in the sense that you can tie in AI, but out the gate, it is a if then else. So if this happens, then do this, else do that. Now, AI is exciting here in this component of this building, these components in N8N, because you can tie in an AI agent like OpenAI or Gemini or, you know, Sonnet 4, which is Claude. And, you know, so there's some tremendous power and flexibility and agility that you can build into this. But for now and today, as I said, we're going Webinarjam to Gohighlevel to Google Sheets. All right. So I can't show you all of the details behind the scenes because there's some stuff that's exposed that we probably don't want to expose, like API keys and such. But here we go. So this is set up, by the way, to trigger every 15 minutes. So it's basically triggering. I like that. It's triggering a workflow where every 15 minutes, go check and see if we have any new subscribers or registrants, and go ahead and kick off the workflow. So I'm going to walk you through it. Now, when I test this, before I kick it off, I use click, when clicking execute workflow. So it's basically a manual intervention, and I just delete this and I drag this in and I tie it in here, and then I can kick it off here manually with a click of a button. So I don't have to wait 15 minutes or set the timer to something else. But it's very easy to update the timer. So here we go, 15 minutes. You might not see this because I cut my screen off. I realize that now, but it's just a number. You input it and that's it. So you set the webinar key, web API key and the webinar ID. And once you do, you can literally come in here and just call it. So here's the API key and the webinar ID. So these are the 2 starting points for you to kick this off. So you want to also make sure that you're reading up on the webinar API documentation. I think that's docs, webinarjam.com or something like that. Easy to find out. Next thing we do is we want to actually get the multiple scheduled dates, because we don't have just one webinar date here. We have multiples. So how do we figure that out? Well, we can use what's called a code node here in Nathan. And once we do, we can literally parse it out by doing sort of a for loop here of sort of a nomenclature in the old coding language here. And so we run a JavaScript and we pull out from that webinar ID, which is one webinar ID, and then the multiple schedules, and then the result appears over here. Once we get that, we're not going to show this because this one here actually uses the API key hard-coded. I could easily have pulled it from here into there, but hey, this is what it is right now because we had to get this up and rolling kind of fast as well, but it's working great and it's fine. But ultimately here is where you get the registrants. So we first get the webinar IDs and the webinar details, the schedules. Then we actually call to get the registrants in here. Then ultimately what we do, we want to parse that out as well. So we can get first name, last name, phone number, email, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we push it out here at the end. And this is where it'll show up. And by the way, this is where it shows up when you're debugging this stuff. Okay. So you get the input here, the parsing of data and the output there. Very simple to validate and to test. And when errors show up, you can debug. And by the way, I don't write all of this code. I may go in and tweak some of this code, but basically I pull it from the help of ChatGPT or Claude to sort of help develop this in this workflow manner. Once that's done, I can then go in and ultimately push it out to Gohighlevel. So I use the REST API for Gohighlevel here. This is V1 context. That's the one to use. You specify the header information and the authentication to that particular Gohighlevel account. And literally at this point, now you are done. This one here does the push, hence the push word right down here. And I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to basically parse out all of the details because inside of the Gohighlevel API stage right here, you're getting a lot of other information. You simply don't need to do a quick audit. If you remember from the top of the video, I was talking about I wanted to do a quick audit into Google Sheets just for sort of granular and geekiness purposes. So then what we can do is we say, okay, take all the data that we got from the Gohighlevel API, but parse it out, parse out the things that we want. So things like first name, last name, the tags is, this contains the date of the webinar. This contains information from which ad it came, which campaign it came from. So this is calling UTM source and UTM campaign, UTM content, kind of standard UTM parameters here. Really at this point, this could be broken out even further. I am just putting it straight into the tags field inside of Gohighlevel, which is by default. But I can create some custom fields in Gohighlevel and then break these out as well. So I might have a master tags under the tags element and then have some custom fields developed underneath to support the filtering opportunity. So let's say you have 500 registrants for the webinar stored in Gohighlevel, and you have multiple dates. Well, you can easily put in a filter there that says, you know, pick the day or pick the time and show me the ones that show up on Tuesday versus Wednesday versus Thursday. Easy to do. And what's even cooler, if you will, is this level of granularity allows you to customize your emails, follow-ups, and SMSs to tie it specifically to that webinar date. So you don't have to be generic about it. You can drill down very specifically and create Gohighlevel workflows that speak to those particular filters and tags. So super, super cool. Very detailed, very automated, and also very repeatable and scalable. So if you have 1,000 registrants or 2,000 for an insane large webinar, you can filter and do all these custom things all day long. The phone number here has a bit of code, as you can see. The reason why here is because not all phone numbers come in standard with, you know, US international area code, and the rest, right? So we want to make sure that the formatting is clean and it shows up correct in all cases, especially if you're international. This code piece here, you want to expand it to address all of those formatting concerns. And then, as I said, we wanted to learn, okay, when did they sign up for the webinar? So they signed up for the webinar per schedule, as I mentioned, but when did they actually register? So date added is what we would call that. And once we have all of this, now we just simply go to the Excel sheet, the Google sheet. And now we have all the information. How beautiful is that? So fairly simple workflow here, but some great examples of how APIs and workflows using Nathan can really elevate the game here without massive amounts of programming or customization or hiring out tech staff. This you can literally do yourself. This took us about probably about an hour-ish. I want to say some testing and some validation things. And really the biggest piece that we dealt with here was making sure that we called the right APIs. And also we had some formatting issues, as I mentioned, especially with the phone number. So there was some back and forth, but wow, how cool this is. Very, very easy to do. Now, what I can do is I can come up to here, which is because we're in the editor now. I can come up to the execution portion and I can see where and when, so to speak, it's been running. So it's set up for 15 minutes and you can see the breakdowns here, the intervals. So it ran at 18:30 here. So it's the video is going here. I have 2 more minutes. It'll be 18:45. So that's 6:45 here on the West Coast. And hey, let's just hang on for 1 second or a couple of minutes, and let's see if this kicks off as planned. It should, because it's been tested and validated since yesterday. But I wanted to make this video here for you today. And I should say further, this is a great example of using multiple systems that are disparate systems. They are not obviously coded under one umbrella or one ecosystem. They are simply system A, system B, system C. All of these systems are proprietary in nature to that company or to that service. However, with APIs and with Nathan, we can glue it all together in this nice workflow manner, which makes this extremely powerful, flexible, and agile is a word I'd like to use here, because it is really that level of professional interaction that we're dealing with. And I am still talking here because I'm waiting for this guy here to kick off, and it's going to do it here in about 30 seconds or so. And so it'll be 18:45, and then we're going to see this run through and then update here on the left-hand side. So this is all real time here, guys and gals, and my 7 viewers. I appreciate you all. In fact, if you love this, I love making them for you. Hey, give me a comment, give me a like, give me a share. All good for the algorithm, all good for people on this earth that we can share amongst each others with so much love going on. Hey, I'll take it, okay? So it's hit 18:45. Come on, guys, let's do it. Let's do it. It might be delayed slightly. I hope not. By the way, I'm going to hit save here for a second, just in case, because I had moved some things around. And there it is. It's running for 4 seconds, guys. Barely. It's done. It updated into Gohighlevel. That's done. And the Google Sheet. So imagine that. Imagine that. All right. Well, hey, thanks for listening and watching. This is Jan here. And hey, if you'd like to learn more, keep watching. I'm going to do more of these videos. And hey, yeah, we do have an agency. That's my plug, right? You can go out there and check out what we do at chaosmap.com. And I think I have a shirt here, unless here it is. Here it is, guys. We turn chaos into clients. All right. Pitch for today. Take it easy. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.